Dear children, in the previous classes we learnt the little match girl. Some parts will continue today. I hope you have understood all the imageries used by the writer. Almost each and every paragraph has some or other imagery. And now, page number 19, the first paragraph. She struck another match and suddenly she was sitting under the most beautiful Christmas tree. In the first two illusions, that means her imaginations, what she has seen, we have gone through in the before pages. Now, when she struck the other match, the third one, and suddenly she could see she is sitting under a Christmas tree. And what type of Christmas tree it is? It is most beautiful. And we all know that the story is based on the Christmas week and the 31st December, the end of the last day of the year, that is New Year Eve. So the whole week the Christmas tree decorations will be kept in the Christian houses and also in the shops. You must have seen in so many places. It was much larger and much lovelier than the one she had seen last year through the glass doors of the rich merchant's house. The writer is saying here she didn't have any Christmas tree at her place. Where did she see the Christmas tree last year? It is again an imagery of a Christmas tree and picturizing a Christmas tree, and also it is about the society again. She was living in such a society where the upper class people were enjoying everything. They were in a celebration mood, and the decoration was also so beautiful everywhere, and the shops were filled with so many Christmas trees, big Christmas trees for decoration. But what she had in that time, it was much larger and much lovelier than the one she had seen last year. Where did she see? Through the glass doors of the rich merchant's house. That also she didn't see in her house, or she didn't have it in her house. She could see that only in a house of a rich person's, that is merchant's house, and also through the window. The glass, that glass only she could see. She could not have it for her own. 1,000 candles lit up the green branches, and gaily colored balls like those in the shop windows looked down upon her. So here again the writer is taking us to that imagination of a Christmas tree. So here she could see a big Christmas tree and thousands of candles are lit up. That means it was so showy, very beautifully decorated and attractive, and flashes of so many candles. That means the decorated lights are coming from that tree. And the little girl reached forward with both hands. From this we can understand how much longing she had to one Christmas tree at her place. So in the imagination she was liking to touch that and feel it. So she was stretching her hands to touch that Christmas tree like the other imagination. Here also what happens? The little girl reached forward with both hands, then out went the match. So that time the match went off. When the match went off, the imagination also vanished. The Christmas tree also vanished. The many candles on the Christmas tree rose. And what else is seeing there? The candles which were there on the Christmas tree rose higher and higher. It was going upward through the air, and she saw that they had now turned into bright stars. What a beautiful imagination she had that time. And though she was not having it at her place or in real, but in imagination she was enjoying. In her emotion, she could feel that beauty of that Christmas tree, and it was going up and up. And what happened to that lit candles? It turned into many stars, bright stars. And one of them, many were there, already it was described in the beginning of the paragraph. So out of those candles, what happened to one of them? One of them fell, streaking the sky with light. It was coming towards, falling from the sky, and that was reminding of her something. And now someone is dying. When she was seeing the streaking star, she immediately reminded of one thing. What was? It is written in the quotation. It was said by someone. Now someone is dying. Who said these words? These words were told by her grandmother, said the little girl, for her old grandmother, the only one who had ever been good to her, but who was now dead, had said. These words were told by her grandmother when she was on the earth. Now she is no more. She is dead. So she was reminded of that. Whenever a star falls, her soul goes up to God. What did she say? She told the little girl that if you see any stars falling from the sky, you should think that you are reminded of one thing, that someone is dying on this earth and their soul is going up. So immediately she was reminded of that. Here again, what you can say, it is an imagery and also as symbols. I told you in the story beginning, there are so many symbols and imageries are used by the writer. Here, she was not being reminded of her death. She was reminded of those words, but she never knew that the death is coming to her. She struck another match on the wall. Once more there was light, and in the glow stood her old grandmother. So the match went off and the imagination of the Christmas tree went off. Now she is in the cold again. So she wanted to strike the other match. So when she was striking the other match on the wall, what did she see there? Once more there was a light, and in the glow stood her old grandmother. Oh, so bright and shining and looking so gentle, kind and loving. The description of the grandmother is given. She was looking so beautiful, and she immediately shouted, called her grandmother, Granny, cried the little girl. Oh, take me with you. Like other things, she was not taking time to enjoy the presents, whatever she had seen before. Here, as soon as she saw her grandmother in her imagination, without delaying, immediately she shouted, Granny, take me with you. I know you will disappear. Why did she say immediately? She knew very well when the match goes off, the imagination also will vanish. So she wanted to keep her grandmother, the talk with her immediately to complete her conversation with her. See what she said that? She said that, take me with you. I know you will disappear when the match is burnt out. You will vanish like the warm star, the lovely roast goose, and the great glorious Christmas tree. Like other imagination, you will also vanish immediately. So please take me with you. Then she quickly struck all the rest of the matches. What did she do? To keep her granny for little more time, to have a finish her her wishes, to tell her wishes to her grandmother. She started striking the other matches immediately, one after the other, to keep her for some more time. and she had in the pocket what she did so want to keep her grandmother with her. The matches flared up with such a blaze that it was brighter than broad daylight. What a description it is. The matches what she was striking was burning so brightly, it is compared with the broad daylight. Equally, that much brightness was there. And her old grandmother had never seen so beautiful or so stately before, steady, and she was so beautiful. She took the little girl in her arms and flew with her high up, oh, so high, towards glory and joy. Now, when she was wanting her grandmother to take her with her, the same thing happened. Her wish is fulfilled, and she took her to the high, that means in the sky. She flew with her high up and towards glory and joy. Where did she take her? To heaven, to stay with God. Now they knew neither cold nor hunger nor fear, for they were both with God. Now they are not going to no more cold, no more shivering, no more hunger, no more longing. What all she longed to have, only one thing she longed in this, that is, she wanted to have love, and that love she had got it. She had got that love to her grandmother there, so she took her to God there. Now, there ends the story. What happened to the child? From that we can understand she died on that New Year's morning, that means in the time of celebration. But in the cold dawn, in the corner formed by the two houses, sat a little girl with rosy cheeks and smiling lips, dead, frozen to death on the last evening of the old year. The evening of the old year, New Year's Eve, she passed away, she died. And the dawn of the new year rose on the huddled figure before the day dawned, that means the new year begins. She went with her grandmother to heaven. And the dawn of the new year rose on the huddled figure of the girl. So morning sunshine fell on her body, the dead body of the girl. She was still holding the matches, and half a packet had been burnt. One after the other she was using to get warm, and what she wanted to have warm her up, she was doing so. So half of the packet she finished. Now she was holding the burnt matches in her hands and the half of the packet. She was, and this is again, she was evidently trying to warm herself. People said. So morning, the people who were walking that side, crossing that area, they said, looking at her, at the girl who was lying dead, what did they say? She was evidently trying to warm herself. Surely she was trying to warm herself because she was feeling so cold. So here it's an irony. Irony is, it's not the literary meaning. The people did not know what happened to that girl. She was taken by her grandmother, the glorious change in her life. She was having all sides problem. Her condition was so pathetic. But now she had gone with her grandmother. But no one knew what beautiful visions she had seen, and in what a blaze of glory she had entered with her dear old grandmother into the heavenly joy and gladness of a new year. So she had entered into heaven. So her life on the earth is over. So the suffering, hunger, cold, shivering, everything is finished. So here in the whole story, the writer has taken us to such a place. That means it is a gentle reminder of the value of compassion and charity. So the people of that society failed to do so. You know, we are also living in the same kind of society. We are reminded of how much we have to show our compassion to the people who are in need, the people who are underprivileged. We should ready to help them out. So this story helps us to re-evaluate our life. If we are not in the position, we are not done such a compassion to any needed children, we are reminded of. So the whole story, the writer did not use any name for the girl, because it is not the suffering of any one single girl or any one single child of this world. It is not for any particular society. It is for the present. It's for ever. So in the beginning itself, we have seen in the introduction, it surpasses the time and age and culture. It's for everyone. So it's beyond the boundaries of time and place. The story is so beautifully written by the writer to remind us what the value of compassion and charity. Children, I hope you have understood the whole story. As I have said before, you should know the text words to have a correct answer in your examination. So go through the story from your text and learn some words which you can use it in your answers in the examinations.